Hey everybody, Eric Eisenbud here, the Grateful Chef. Welcome back to the Grateful Chef Kitchen, where we are doing real life cooking live as it happens. Whatever that means. We have some failures, we have many successes, but the key thing is that we're in this together. And for that, appropriately, I am thankful. I am thankful that you guys come and check us out each and every week or watch it after the fact when it's posted on the group or YouTube. And I'm also appreciative that you are sharing this with your friends. We are above 900 members of the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud group in just a year, and that really makes me happy and thankful for you guys. We are doing a continuation of our Thanksgiving side dish series, where we are doing some side dishes that are familiar to us, yet we are kicking them up just a little bit, making some changes, kind of updating them a little bit, making them fresher. We haven't opened a can of vegetables since we started this series, and we will continue to not use canned vegetables for like the main vegetable. So today we're doing the sweet potato casserole with marshmallows that everybody loves. And do they love the marshmallows more than they love the sweet potatoes? I don't know. I kind of like the both of them together because you got some, you got sweet and you got some sweet, and sometimes the sweet potatoes aren't super sweet, but the marshmallows are. In our case, we're using a type of marshmallow that is not as super sweet as the mass-produced marshmallows. We'll talk about that in a minute. This dish is called a fiery sweet potato casserole with marshmallows. And I was discussing with Lynn earlier today. Who is this Lynn, by the way? She is the camera woman, the producer, and the wind beneath my wings. And I was talking about the word fiery. And you know what? I think it's a little too strong for this. It is. I don't want people to get the idea that this is some habanero or ghost pepper sweet potatoes that your aunt is or your grandmother is not going to enjoy. I shocked my mother with this when she said, "You're going to make the family sweet potatoes, right? With sweet potatoes and pineapple and marshmallows." And I said, "No, I'm going to do something different." And she was a little skeptical, but once she tried these, she was hooked. We won her over. So I don't want you to think that this is some incendiary, sadomasochistically hot sweet potato dish, because it's not. This dish is all about the balance, and that's what we look for in the kitchen. I know in my kitchen I do. So that's what cooking is all about for me, is finding that balance, and we're going to do it. So yeah, sweet potato, the humble sweet potato. I'm sure that we are all familiar with it. That beautiful orange flesh. They're really versatile. I was watching a show today, and the chef uses them in all sorts of ways. Like uses sweet potato to thicken sauces and stuff like that. So a lot of different ways you can do sweet potatoes. You can make fries. You can make chips. You can roast them. You can fry them. A bunch of different things you can do. So we are going to elevate this humble vegetable into something really cool and really great. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and it's one of the ingredients, and it's coconut milk. So you don't want to use that, Coco Lopez sweet coconut milk. You want to get canned coconut milk. And I'm going to talk about this brand a little bit. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But my buddy Mike Trainer, who owned Bon Palais Thai Cuisine, uses this exclusively, and I'll tell you why. It's got a little bit more of the coconut fat, the coconut oil in the top. It needs to be shaken really well. So so once you shake it up, it becomes this creamy, velvety coconut milk. And he likes this brand above all others. He would get it in a big number 10 can. The other reason, so I don't know, I buy this at the Asian market, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure that a regular supermarket may not have these. You can certainly buy it online. And the other reason I like this brand, and a couple other brands do it, but I'm really happy this brand does it. It's kind of like when you buy tomato paste. You know, you've got that can and you only use a tablespoon. What do you do with the rest? Or, you know, you buy a big can like this. This coconut milk is also available in small 5.6 fluid ounces. So you minimize your waste, okay? Basically, that's what it is. So I love these little cans. I buy them whenever I find them or I search them out at the Asian market. Yes, Lynn?
I just wanted to just greetings to a few folks.
Excellent. I love greetings.
Yes, so we've got Max with us tonight, so he's...
Chef Max.
Yes. And we've got...
No Bruce's yams in this house, buddy. And
we've got Jim Taylor. He said...
Hey, Jim.
He asked for some s'more potatoes, please.
Wow.
Because you got marshmallow.
Yeah.
He was asking about whether or not
throw in a couple of Mars bars or something.
Oh yeah, and
all
then
right.
I said I'm eating right out of the pack. I said
Nice.
Paul Florio, Chris Fife.
Hey, Paul.
I see Kevin peeking out there, and
Hey,
also Kev.
Awesome.
Fiona.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all. I'm so grateful for all of you. Anybody new who's first time seeing the show, please say hello. We like to know that you're here. All right, so we're going to get right to cooking show that we are, not talk show. So because of the timing of this dish, I had to roast the sweet potatoes ahead of time, of course. So, and what I did was I took a full recipe, which is the recipe you guys are going to see or have already seen. And I split it in half. So I've got one in the oven cooking so we can have it ready, and then we're going to build one here. So this is the half the amount of sweet potatoes you're going to use because, you know, I don't know whose family this quantity will serve, but certainly not mine. So I basically took these sweet potatoes. I didn't poke them. I didn't put oil on them. I put them on this parchment lined tray. I put them in the oven at 375. It said about an hour and 10 minutes. And all I did was went in with a wooden skewer, and I just kept checking to see. So I let it go an hour. I put it in for another 20 until it got to the point where they were soft. Take them out. Once they are cool to the touch, which these are because they were cooked a little while ago, we're going to want to peel them and put them in our bowl. So this is typically what happens. The peel will separate from the sweet potato, and the sugars that are coming off of these are incredible. And look at that beautiful orange color. I mean, that is what we all know and love. So when you do peel these off, the little stem end, you kind of want to grab it because it's really not good to chew on. And you're going to put it in our bowl. Here's a whole one that I didn't have cut in half. Again, it's easy. Just pinch the skin and it peels right off. And you can do this ahead of time. Another beautiful thing about this dish, you can actually make it ahead of time. Once you mix the potatoes, you can actually either keep it warm if you're doing it on Thanksgiving, or you can refrigerate it and then take it out, let it come to room temperature before you put it into the oven. So again, just peeling these really quickly.
So Fiona said, and I think she's talking about sweet potatoes.
Yes.
So she said, you whip what's left up like whipped cream and serve with fresh berries.
Mmm.
Would that be a sweet potato?
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't think of a sweet potato as turning into whipped cream.
No. You whip it, make a sweet potato whipped cream. That's how you sweeten the cream. I'm guessing that's what she means. Please clarify, dear sweet Fiona.
Miss Fiona.
Okay, so look at that. So we've got our sweet potatoes in our bowl. I'm going to take this pot.
Sorry, the coconut milk.
Oh, the coconut milk. There you go. See, we're a little slow sometimes. So I'm taking my little pot, and let's talk about the rest of the ingredients. So we have that luscious coconut milk, and you'll see how viscous it is when I pour it in. We've got 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar, and you want to use the dark brown sugar because you want that extra molasses. It just adds to the sweetness and the kind of like caramelization of this dish. We are also using, the recipe calls for Thai red curry paste, which is what I used when I originally made this recipe. However, I've been introduced to another Thai product by Mike from Bonpalais. It is called Nam Prik Pao, and it is a Thai chili paste, not with the curry. So you can use the curry paste, it's totally fine. It's usually available in a small little jar This is available at Asian stores in a bigger jar. The heat level is the same. When I tasted them both side to side. So you can use either or. If you can't find this, or if you don't want to buy this online, or you don't have an Asian market, you can use the regular Thai curry paste. It's got a little bit of salt, and it's got a little bit of butter. So what we're going to do, and I don't know if you want to zoom in on this pan. Get rid of this mess. Because I want you to see this coconut milk, how beautifully viscous it is. I mean, you can see it pouring out. I mean, it's got a nice amount of coconut oil in there. So basically, all we're going to do is we're going to take the coconut milk. We are going to take our red curry paste or nam prik pao, and we're going to put it in here, and we're simply just going to put it on the fire so it warms up so we can melt the chili paste or curry paste into the coconut milk. That's about all the on the stove cooking we're going to do. So I'm going to let that warm up. Once that is warmed up, we're going to add our other ingredients. And while that is warming up, I want to talk about marshmallows. So I did, a side-by-side taste. And I'm not afraid to talk about brands or stores or anything. So I bought these at Whole Foods. Kind of was like wondering if they're just taking them out of a bag and putting them in a container. I think they're getting them in more of a bulk situation. But when I tasted these marshmallows next to ones that come in the bag, like at your regular supermarket, these were less sweet, and these were also more airy. So I really like them for this dish. They would probably be great on a stick and s'mores, whatever. But I really prefer these marshmallows because they're less sweet.
What's it doing over there, hon? It's making gurgly noises.
Yeah, it's just coming up to a boil. And again, all I'm doing here is I'm melting this. You can see that the coconut milk has turned pink. And once we get that paste melted, we're pretty much done. You're not boiling it, you're not reducing it, you're just warming it up. This way the chili will disperse throughout the dish and mix in easier. Yeah, so that's it. That's all we're doing, a little bit of heat. Okay. And we are done with that. And it smells like Thai food right now, which is a beautiful thing. Put this on a towel so we don't burn anything here. All right, back to the potatoes. I'm simply using a fork, and I'm going to mash. So these are nice and soft, and you can see they mash up very nicely. And I made a point of not totally cooking these sweet potatoes to death. I wanted to have a little bit of texture to them, so I didn't just totally blast them. I kept checking with that skewer until I knew it went through, and I knew it was soft enough to mash with a fork. But I like it a little bit on the chunkier side.
So I guess you used the word viscous. So Jim Taylor pointed out, obviously, you went to culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
I paraphrase. Jay Judge is with us. Hey, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
And happy to see you tonight.
Excellent.
I see Mary McCrae out there. Hey, Mary.
Yeah, so this is, because I use the nam prik pao, it has made it not a vegan or vegetarian, vegetarian. But if you use the Thai chili paste, as long as it doesn't have fish sauce in there, this would be a vegan dish. All right, so I've mashed the potatoes up sufficiently here. And I'm going to switch to a spoon, and we are going to add in our coconut milk.
I'm going to come over there and take a look at that.
Yeah, come on close. Bring them on in. So we're going to add our coconut milk with our spice element, the chili. See, the Thai chili or curry paste and this nam prik pao that I used has other elements to it. So it's adds another little sweet element to it. So like I wouldn't just like substitute cayenne pepper or anything. You certainly could supplement with the cayenne pepper if you like it hotter. You could certainly put in ghost chilies if your family likes that kind of thing. Whatever you want. All right, so now I've put in the milk, and the milk is warm, and it serves another purpose. The milk is going to also help melt the brown sugar and our butter. So in that goes. And at this point, I'm just using a spoon. My butter is room temperature, so it will melt quite easily. And I just want to incorporate all this stuff. The brown sugar, if it's got any lumps or whatever, it will cook out when you cook it in the oven.
And then end up with that nice sweet spot.
Sure, yes. All right, so I'm going to just kind of do this till the butter's melted. I'm going to add my salt. It's about, let's say, 1/4 teaspoon. Mix it up, and that is pretty much the dish. Now I'm going to transfer it to my casserole dish. Again, going small tonight because I'm doing a half of a recipe because I already have the other half in the oven. And I'm just going to transfer this to this dish. And what I did was I chose a kind of a deep dish because I want to make room for the marshmallows. Another key thing about the marshmallows. Someone who I know
ate them?
No, put the marshmallows in at this point and baked it with the marshmallows. And of course what happened was the marshmallows created holes in the top and they completely melted into the dish. So you don't want to do that. You want to wait. The marshmallow comes later after this thing has cooked in the oven and has blended and married and all the flavors have come together. So yeah, we're putting it in our dish.
I'd like to point out that that person was not me.
It was not Lynn.
And they also...
It was another key female in my life.
They also tried doing it either 2 or 3 times. So they were very, very, very sweet potatoes.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to just make sure it's in a nice even layer. And again, I went with a little deeper of a dish because I want to make room for the marshmallows. So the marshmallows, we can avoid that spilling over of the marshmallows when they melt and sticking to the bottom of your oven.
So, interesting question from Kevin. He said,
Yeah.
why not melt the sugar and butter in the saucepan while on the stove and then mix it in?
Because this is a lot easier. You can. I mean, you can do that if you'd like, but the brown sugar will melt and the butter for sure just from the heat of the coconut milk. It just makes it an easier recipe to prepare, especially when you have multiple dishes that you're making for Thanksgiving.
And I'm thinking of probably the pot probably won't get as icky.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Pot.
All right, so I've basically evened out the surface.
So if you weren't going to use the marshmallows, are you done at this point? Other than cooking it?
Sure. I've seen variations where what they did was dot the top with butter and another sprinkle of the brown sugar and let it cook that way. You can also do the same thing. Do it at this point. And this is the point where you want to keep this a little bit warm, or you can put it in the refrigerator and take it out tomorrow, let it come to room temperature, and then put it in the oven. We want to cover with foil for the initial bake, and that is 20 minutes at 325. And so what I'm going to do is, this baby's not even going to go into the oven. I'm going to save this, and I'll put it into the oven once we're done with this batch, and we'll go from there. So let's go take out, through the magic of television, the one we have in the oven, and we're going to get to the marshmallow part. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn on my broiler, going to give that a chance to light up. And then you got to be super, super vigilant in watching it, because we all know how quickly marshmallows burn around the campfire. I'm going to move my shelf up to the top. Which could be asking for trouble, but we'll watch it very closely so I can see that my broiler has ignited. And we're going to take this off. I'm going to zoom in on this. Hot.
You have Teflon hands, though.
Wow. So I can see around the edges, it's kind of got a little crispy. I like that. I do have Teflon hands.
Are you moving?
Nope.
Okay.
And we're going to put the marshmallows on. Now, there's the debate. You put them this way, you put them sideways. We're going to lay them down. And you know, the more the merrier. This is the part people really like.
Watching them puff up?
No, the marshmallow topping.
Okay.
They like that more than the
potatoes?
sweet potatoes themselves.
I'm pretty sure Jim Taylor is like just dad joke guy. So why do you call the marshmallows marshmallows? Are they grown in a marsh?
They certainly are mellow.
But are they mallow?
You can't beat them. Join them. So you want to kind of have, you know, space them so they will kind of melt into each other.
And
you can fit more marshmallows if you stand them up on end, obviously. But
this is plenty.
this is plenty.
You don't have to crowd them in.
Nice. I'm gonna put 2 on top like that. But okay, we won't. I'll give one to the camera, one to eat. All right, but I love these marshmallows. They are really, really fluffy and light and not super sweet. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I don't know if you want to come down to broiler level.
And Jim asked, can you use marshmallow fluff?
I don't believe you. I mean, anything's possible. I don't think I would want to, because you kind of want the outer part of the marshmallow is, you know, to brown really nice. I don't know if that would brown like marshmallows. And that, talk about knocking your teeth out.
Yeah, he said he's the bad foodie guy. And
all right.
Thank you, Kevin. He said marshmallows were made from a marsh plant originally.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. All right, so I'm going to move my rack down a little bit because with the pan, it becomes way too close to the fire. And this is a 30,000 BTU infrared broiler in this stove. And in you go.
And Mary, they are the clamshell package ones from
Whole Foods.
Marshmallows or clam.
Yeah.
The Whole Foods.
All right, you want to come down and let's see what they can see. Nice.
Hold on.
Let me show you what's going on in there. Oh, you can see they're already starting to get brown. Nice. I have to lower it one more level. Look at that. Already starting to brown.
Yep. And this is why you need to pay that close
Yeah, you
attention.
can't walk away.
Yep.
You cannot walk away. I'm going to be prudent, and we're going to lower the rack one more level. Just because.
And Jim said that the marshmallow fluff was a joke.
Of course.
Sure was, Jim.
But who doesn't love marshmallow fluff?
I'm thinking you could just like smooth the marshmallow fluff on top, and you just end up with this creamy fluff layer. And Jay said he wants the stove.
Look at
And Mary asked if your dish was vintage.
that. I don't know. I think it's Lynn's.
It is not vintage. Just courtesy of Home Goods. And you got them at a weird angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't stick that in the oven.
You do not want to stick that in the oven.
Because I've missed the camera.
So this, you really got to watch this. I want to spin it around.
Jim said he was a Food Network comedian in his other life. He's available. Nice. Is that because they fired you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah. Go.
Look at how nice and brown these are getting. They're puffing up, and I'm just keeping rotating it. You know, using the rack to control the amount of heat, because I certainly don't want them to burn.
And now we're just watching them cook. You actually see the steam coming out.
Oh, it's smoke.
Yeah.
Mmm. I am loving this dish right now. Killer.
That would go great with my chicken.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys like that post, the chicken post.
Oh, we have Chris Sikorsky with us.
Ah.
Said, what's up, peoples?
What's up, my dude?
We have Lisa Logan with Craig. He said, hello, I see you're cooking my favorite.
And that's it.
We've got Sabrina with lots of googly hard eyes.
All right. These are nice and soft.
God, they're fluffy. But I like these just because you really do see how fluffy these get.
Mm-hmm.
So they aren't too sweet. They're super fluffy. I'm trying to move the iPad around to manage the camera, and that's not working.
Yeah, these are about as long as I want them to, or as dark as I want them to get.
Oops. Sorry, guys, I just lost you.
There we go. Look at this. Coming out. Coming out.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Fire in the hole. All right. Now look at that.
Oh, you are a really bad camera guy.
I am?
Oh, yeah, you picture your arm.
Nice. All right, guys. This is what we have. Giving the camera back to Lynn. And I am going to, as always, taste a portion.
Oh my God, it smells good in here. Toasty.
All right, here we go. See if I can do this without burning myself. All right. Can you see that? Here we go. So, yeah, I'm going right in the corner. Be zoomed. I take 2 marshmallows worth. Look at that. So you can see the marshmallows are completely melted. Got that nice crust on there.
We're zoomed in on your plate.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
Come on back out.
So you got that marshmallow. With, oh man, that's awesome. This is going to be really hot. You can see. You can see how steaming hot that is.
It's going to feel nice. Look. How's the fire?
You get a little bit of the heat in the back. So it's not like, whoa. And again, using these marshmallows that are not as sweet is a great counterbalance to the typically super sweet potatoes this time of year. So when sweet potatoes get harvested, like if you took a sweet potato right from the ground and took it home and cooked it, you would have more starch than sugar. So what they do is they put them into a holding room, similar to what they do with onions and regular potatoes, and they hold them. And what happens, and it's a climate-controlled room, and it facilitates the conversion of starch into sugar, and that's how the sweet potatoes get sweet like that. So yeah, this is a great dish, guys. I encourage you to maybe take a slight departure, as we have been doing in this series of side dishes, you know, that are somewhat familiar to us, but we're doing a little bit differently. Fresh string beans we did the other day, or last week. Today we're doing no cans, coconut milk butter, just doing a little bit something different. And I'm sure your family will be wowed. You can totally adjust the heat in this. Like I said, you can add more, you can add a little less, but the heat does add an extra element. So hopefully you'll enjoy this recipe and all the recipes we're doing for the this series, the Thanksgiving side dish. And we are double clutching into the greatest holiday that we have, and that is Thanksgiving, because everybody cooks. So feel free to reach out for me if you have any questions, any comments, you want to, double check on something that you're considering doing. Just feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, or send me an email, gratefulchef_ee@gmail.com. And as always, be well, eat well, be kind, be nice, and love each other, because we are all we have in this time of Thanksgiving, and every day of the year. And we will see you on the next Grateful Chef video. Peace.